No permanence is ours, we are a wave that flows to fit whatever form it finds. I have begun to listen to the teachings my blood whispers to me. I wanted only to live in accord with the promptings which came from my true self. Why was that so very difficult? Art is the contemplation of the world in a state of grace. Gratitude is not a virtue I believe in, and to me it seems hypocritical to expect it from a child. Good that you ask. You should always ask, always have doubts. All I really wanted was to try and live the life that was spontaneously welling up within me. Why was that so very difficult? What isn't part of ourselves doesn't disturb us. Knowledge can communicate it, but not wisdom. I cannot tell my story without reaching a long way back. The deity is within you, not in ideas and books. Truth is lived, not taught. The bourgeois today burns as heretics and hangs as criminals those to whom he erects monuments tomorrow. You have to try the impossible to achieve the possible. Is not every life, every work fine? You are only afraid if you are not in harmony with yourself. People are afraid because they have never owned up to themselves. And the vessel was not full, his intellect was not satisfied, his soul was not at peace, his heart was not still. The truth has a million faces, but there is only one truth. To study history means submitting to chaos and nevertheless retaining faith in order and meaning. Love your suffering. Do not resist it, do not flee from it. It is only your aversion to it that hurts, nothing else. Not in his speech, not in his thoughts, I see his greatness, only in his actions, in his life. The day had gone by just as days go by. I had killed it in accordance with my primitive and retiring way of life. That life is difficult, I have often bitterly realized. Lucid and quiet, his voice hovered above the listeners, like a light, like a starry sky. Perhaps people like us cannot love. Ordinary people can, that is their secret. The world was beautiful when looked at in this way without any seeking, so simple, so childlike. I realize today that nothing in the world is more distasteful to a man than to take the path that leads to himself. Every path leads homeward, every step is birth, every step is death, every grave is mother. Each man's life represents a road toward himself. When two cultures collide is the only time when true suffering exists. There are always a few such people who demand the utmost of life and yet cannot come to terms with its stupidity and crudeness. I felt knowledge and the unity of the world circulate in me like my own blood. I shall begin my story with an experience I had when I was 10 and attended our small town's Latin school. The true profession of a man is to find his way to himself. Your soul is the whole world. Wisdom cannot be imparted. Wisdom that a wise man attempts to impart always sounds like foolishness to someone else. To achieve the possible, we must attempt the impossible again and again. Happiness is love, nothing else. One cannot apologize for something fundamental, and a child feels and knows this as well and as deeply as any sage. Opinions mean nothing. They may be beautiful or ugly, clever or foolish. Anyone can embrace or reject them. What he had not learned, however, was this: to find contentment in himself and his own life. Without words, without writing, and without books there would be no history, there could be no concept of humanity. Who travels far will often see things far removed from what was believed as truth. It was lovely and tempting to exert power over men and to shine before others, but power also had its perditions and perils. He had loved and he had found himself. Most people love to lose themselves. Only the ideas that we really live have any value. Yes, I am going into the woods. I am going into the unity of all things. It is not for me to judge another man's life. I must judge, I must choose, I must spurn, purely for myself. For myself alone. Often it is the most deserving people who cannot help loving those who destroy them. You've never lived what you are thinking, and that isn't good. Only the ideas we actually live are of any value. All life was a breath exhaled by God. All dying was a breath inhaled by God. Everyone can perform magic. Everyone can reach his goals if he is able to think, if he is able to wait, if he is able to fast. A mere nothing suffices. and the lightning strikes. Knowledge can be communicated, but not wisdom. Love is like death. It is fulfillment and an evening after which nothing more may follow. Only within yourself exists that other reality for which you long.